guys, it's Jara. I just wanted to talk a little bit about your programming today. And this is through a lot of the self-growth stuff I've been going through the past few years. And just realizing like a lot of things that I was brought up with or raised thinking were true, like definitely feel like they were wrong. And I'm not blaming my parents, I'm not blaming anybody. I think it's really important that people start to take responsibility for the things that they are accepting as truths. And like when you grow up, like your parents are programming you into the people they think you should become and the things that they messed up when they grew up or anything like that. Or just even laws that are in place then. Or how they dealt with their money, and if they have money issues, you probably have money issues because that's how it works. Like that's where you learn that stuff from. And I think it's so important that you start to question everything. And I'm not saying that you have to be mean and malicious and be like, fuck this, fuck that. I just think that you should be like, why? Why are you telling me to do this that way? And then do a little research on your own and see if that's the way you want to do it. And this does stem some from the vegan stuff. Like I grew up eating meat my whole life and then starting to question like, well, why am I doing this? Is it actually good for me? Then why am I developing allergies at a late age? Like this is insane. And I was developing allergies and food sensitivities to almost everything. And it was just due to inflammation, which is from the meat and all that stuff and the sugar. And then switching to a healthy vegan diet, everything went away. Oh, thank God. Because, oh my God, it was just miserable. I was miserable for 3 years. And then the doctors couldn't help me. They just wanted to pop me with pills and Flonase and stuff I couldn't afford and that wouldn't cure me. And that was the thing I told my boyfriend. I was like, well, I'm going to cure me. If somebody else is not going to spend the time and do it, then I'll do it. And I did it. So that's why I'm like, fight your programming, because if I was just listening like, oh, what the doctor says, okay, that's the truth, like because the doctor says it. No, question it. Not everything a doctor says is true, because a doctor doesn't question what he was taught. So I think it's your responsibility to yourself to make sure you're making the best choices by actually making choices by informing yourself instead of just doing what is offered to you. There's always an option that is never offered. It's the one you choose to seek out or to take or just to see another side. I think openness to the fact that there may be another way is so important. So question everything, inform yourself, and then actually make a decision instead of just relying on other people to make decisions for you that you hope are in your best interest, but how would they know because they're not you? And that just had, my boyfriend was just doing research into vaccines and how their vaccines for children in the 50s and 40s and 50s was only like 2 required. When we grew up, there was only like 6 required, and now there's going to be like 46 required vaccines for children. And how the generation below us may actually be dying off before us, which is kind of devastating, because we're just killing ourselves because people aren't being like, well, I don't know. Let me look into this, because it's scary and it's also the government and all this stuff. But I feel like if enough people inform themselves and question and or fight back a little bit, it doesn't have to be ruthless or mean. They just, you boycott going to this school or whatever. Things that you can make the changes that are better suited for your children too. And I'm really getting upset with people just falling victim and saying like, well, that's what they told me, that's what they told me. Because what did you tell you? You're the ultimate person who decides your whole life. And you have to remember that. So, fight your programming. See you guys.